Hello, my name is Keris. I am the creator of the DUFFERS. Working on this project has been truly amazing and it's progressed further than anything I could have imagined. The inspirations from this project have been from all over, but it started in one place. Now, my granddad is Irish. Each year we visit a different part of Ireland and celebrate his memory. We have done ever since we were kids and it's something we look forward to every year. And a couple of years ago, we went to this absolutely tiny village called Clagaduff, which is on the west coast of Galway. There was absolutely nothing there other than this one pub called Sweeney's Strand Bar. It was this working man's pub with this cute little corner shop attached, and it was the only establishment for miles. And I was completely enamoured by it because I couldn't understand how it could stay open or what type of person would ever go there. When I started thinking about what I wanted to write about for my FMP, I knew I wanted to write something personal, and I've always struggled from being from a small town. Everyone knows your business and it's hard to make friends. You have to beg your parents if you ever want to go anywhere and you need a lift. And when the first lockdown hit and I went from living my own life in the city to going back home and kind of reverting back to my high school self, that trip to the west coast of Galway really stuck with me because, yeah, it sucks being a young adult in my hometown where I'm from, but at least I'm not stuck in Clagaduff. And that kind of became the basis of the entire show. The development of this band started much earlier than the FMP. I originally had this short story called Can You Hear Me, which was about this punk band dealing with a breakup in a bar. And it felt natural to me. If I wanted to write a story about feeling incongruous, a punk band in rural Ireland was the perfect way to go. I transferred these characters into a story world which they never belonged to. I used to use the logline, like trapping the runaways in the Quiet Man universe. The tension naturally arose from this scenario. The series currently stands at 4 30-page episodes with plenty of room to grow into other series. It follows Joan, our protagonist, trying to convince her bandmates to follow her in her poorly planned fantasy of going to Dublin.
She doesn't want me. She wants the band.
Oh,
She only wants the band. It's a package deal. All of us have to go and then they'll decide if we're worth it. It's so stupid.
well, they didn't reject you.
They might as well have. I'm not going to be able to convince you not to move to Dublin. Sammy practically told me it was a waste of time this morning.
The girls aren't easily convinced, and they realise that they have much bigger ties to their town than they once thought. Casting for this project was really interesting. Originally, it was only going to stay as a writing project and stay on the page, but I thought it would be really cool to see what the dialogue sounded like out loud, especially in the accent which I was writing it in. So I sent my casting call, originally focusing on Galway, but then spreading it more outwards, and got all of these really cool responses from actresses across Ireland. I got loads of different interpretations, and it was amazing seeing my characters interpreted in so many different ways. Finding my cast and working on this read-through process was really beneficial for my writing, and it made the entire process feel more tangible. It went from this idea in my head to suddenly this show which had multiple collaborators, and it went from me projecting my feelings on my hometown to actually saying something that lots of people could relate to.
You want your future like this? To have a whole village know your business. I can't have a fart without the village knowing it.
Only because the village love your family and the bakery. My family could be dead in a ditch and the villagers wouldn't notice. We'd be found by dog walkers.
The village likes the idea of us, this large, happy family working together. And my parents, well, we serve a purpose. Why do you think they had so many of us?
I always thought it was because they were Irish Catholic.
So after this, I had my scripts, I had my cast, I had these read-through videos and some interactive videos as well. And I wanted to spend some time packaging the entire show, so it could be something that I could send out to people. I worked with illustrative student Eve Morgan on some logo designs, and I reached out to Sean Spiteri about entrance music. I'd actually filmed Sean's rock band Versify at the Immersed Festival last year. We had this mutual connection and it made sense to contact him and see what he could do.
Hi, I'm Sean Spiteri and I did the music for Keris's piece, The DUFFERS. Because this is a punk band, I decided to use a more punk rock sounding kind of guitar. So this is a Gibson Les Paul Studio. I had 2 different channels running through it. I ran a slightly distorted channel on the guitar, so that's this one. And I also ran a fuzz pedal through. So this is the big muff, it's very noisy. So that's the kind of sounds I used, and I layered them up together. I also had a lead tone, which just did this kind of thing. I was just kind of improvising in the kind of vein of the Sex Pistols.
Hey guys, my name is Eve Morgan and I'm going to be talking to you about how I created the logo for Keris's script, The Duffers. So here is my first idea. So I went with this Billie Eilish type of vibe in this poster. With the colour scheme, which is down by here. I was going to have circles surrounded with shamrock in the middle to make sure you can tell that the band was Irish, but also have like an edgy vibe to it. So this was just notes for myself. I was going to add a shadow in the background with newspaper cutouts on top saying The Duffers. And I looked at different colours and see how I can improve on it, and then I tried this colour, which I think works the best personally. So because that one worked so well, she wanted me to create a few more for the video, and I personally think it looks really good, especially with Sean's music playing in the background. So yeah, that's about it really.
Putting these 2 collaborators together, we ended up with this awesome intro video, which we could play every single time we had a video. I never anticipated this project progressing so far and becoming so personal to me. It takes so many inspirations from my home life, from our time in Ireland, and stories that my granddad passed down to us. If you are interested in exploring the world of the Duffers, please check out my website. That's where I've included all of the scripts, the interactive videos, and also you can watch my amazing cast do some read-throughs. Here is a short example of what you can check out. Interior, Sherry's bedroom, morning. Sherry tries to squeeze a large pile of clothes into a small suitcase. The rest of the Duffers are sitting on her bed, watching judgmentally.
I think you might have forgotten something. There's still clothes in the wardrobe.
Sherry ignores her.
Do you think it'll get hot? I haven't got any shorts.
Why would it get hot?
Sammy sits on the bed, surrounded by her own bags. She's got on a big camping rucksack.
Weirder things have happened. Remember a couple of years ago when we got double digits in April?
Calm down, Bear Grylls. It's not going hot.
Ignoring Joan again, Sherry pulls a large summer dress out of the wardrobe and shows it to Sammy. Sammy approves and she puts it in an already overflowing case.
Well, don't ask to borrow any of my stuff.
We're there for 2 nights. You need 1 performance outfit and PJs. That's it. You can wear this for the rest of the trip.
I would rather get a bullet between the eyes than walk around Clifton in leisure wear.
Or you can take the bullet now before we leave. Might be less painful for the rest of us.
There will be lots of musicians attending. I will look good. Nice of your mum to even get us this gig. How'd she swindle that?
Who knows? Probably immorally.
I need the casting director's mail.
Or just breathing. She's not exactly picky.
A black kettle there, Sherry.
I'm not shaming, just pointing it out. I'd check for this festival airtime as well if you wanted it.
An apology gift for disappearing again.
Beats our version of Battle of the Bands. At least this one actually involves a battle.
As you know, baby, I would love to be there in person, but Judy called and I'm being whisked away on business. She then goes on for several paragraphs about her new yoga package being aimed at the underprivileged.
Judy calls.
I'm sure the poverty-stricken mothers in India are so relieved their children are learning yoga.
From a foreigner white woman. Hey ladies, you know that culturally specific practice you've been doing for centuries? I've read a Facebook post about it, so I've decided to teach it back to you.
Well, I'm not responding.
Sherry chucks her phone into her bag. The front door slams shut. All the girls go tense.
Fuck.
Hide!
All the girls, excluding Sherry, hide. Footsteps can be heard coming up the stairs. Sherry approaches the door. Her father, Chris Burns, stands on the other side.
Hello? I'm getting changed. Thought it was best to close the door. No. What do you want? I can promise you there are no boys in this room. I'm clearing out my wardrobe. Yes, fine. I'll do the delivery. Yes, fine.
Chris leaves. Sherry turns to the other girls.
I'd take your yoga-loving hypocrite any day.
The Duffers slowly move from their hiding spots. They all cast a silent middle finger to the closed door.
What are you gonna do? You can't work tomorrow.
Don't worry. I've got everything planned. Piss off before he comes back.
The Duffers make their way to Sherry's back window. Sherry throws them a few bags.
Take my stuff.
One by one, the girls climb out the window. They do not struggle as they've done this many times. Joan is the last to leave.
I'll be at the ball pit in an hour.
Joan grabs the suitcase, zips it, and just chucks it out the window.
Heads.
Fuck's sake, Joan.
The girls underneath struggle to contain their pain and annoyance when the suitcase hits them.
Don't be late. We can't hang around at the bullpit. We have to be straight off.